of the cue ball went in. Well, it made no difference because Ronnie's found one, as he so often does. It's quite fortunate, really, that he landed pretty straight on that red. Had he not been straight, it could have well been end of break. Well, that shot tells us that the black goes to the left corner, which is going to really open this frame up from Ronnie's point of view. In terms of heavy scoring, the black being back on its spot now. That little cannon to the red next to it. Well, this is it's quickly become a good scoring chance.
19.
That's always the danger when playing O'Sullivan. Sanderson's worked pretty hard to establish this 2-0 lead, and the pace of which O'Sullivan plays when he gets in amongst them,
27.
it could be 2 each at the interval in no time at all. A little glance at the scoreboard, he's well in front. One more red and high value colour will be enough, but doesn't seem to like where he's landed here, so looking elsewhere, just the safety shot. 65 points in front, 75 remain there, you see.
And again, treating Sanderson Lamb there with every respect, and it's understandable after the century in the last frame. He didn't sort of push the boat out there.
Oh, that's a very good safety shot, look at that. Similar to the shot that Sanderson played earlier, swinging the cue ball around using that right-hand side spin. Well, that's a wide. Quite a big misjudgment, in fact.
Well, these are points you can't really be afforded to be given away. You're going to have to hit it this next time. So no miscall this time because, as I say, Lamb needs a snooker himself. And that red secures the frame.
It gives you such a lift, and okay, it might not have affected Ronnie because, well, because he's Ronnie, but at least give yourself that chance. He'll be disappointed he didn't make better of that opportunity, Sanderson, and straight away again, Ronnie in and knocks the long red in, straight into the pack and brings a few more into play, and it's almost business as usual. Maybe wasn't as responsive as he would have liked, or maybe on the soft side, but it's not alarm bells just yet for Sanderson, but from 2-0 up, it certainly feels like this game is getting away from him. I suppose it's a question as to what has he got to do to turn this game around. The first things first is stop leaving the long reds stop tempting Ronnie into those long ones, because at the minute he's getting them.
Well, it's sort of turning into a bit of a one-man show, because he didn't kill it off in the last frame in a single visit, so it was in some doubt.
57.
But not much more to do here to make it 4-2.
$64. 65.
This is the ball then for the frame. And it's just in no time at all. Yeah, Sanderson, arms crossed. What more can you do, really? Just watch. I suppose at least it was quick.
Once again, we're seeing just the fine margins of this sport, particularly at the top against the best players. You know, even just half chances is sometimes all they need to motor on and kill off the frames in quick time. This has been a rapid visit from Ronnie O'Sullivan. And to be fair, his cue ball is just on a bit of string at the minute.
85.
There's not many better sights in sport in general, is there, than this man when he's in full flow at the table. You kind of just have to watch and be in awe of what you're seeing. Of course, from Sanderson's point of view, that's the last thing he needs to do when he's out there, but it's quite difficult, I suppose. You could sometimes be quite mesmerised by what you see, and a little bit of sandpaper to the tip, because not quite happy. He's got to 93 in no time, and doesn't seem to be a problem, the tip, but there we go. Another brilliant break.
100.
Yeah, it's now, for those keeping score, Chris, entry number 1,311. 22nd of the season. If it is to be Ronnie O'Sullivan as against Jack Lazowski, it seems likely. That'll be tomorrow morning, British time 6:30. Worth setting the alarms for. Because O'Sullivan has made his move here. He was 2-0 down, but he's been really dominant since. He leads 4-2. So 40 in front. I guess looking for one more chance to get it won. And Wang Xingzhong has level at 4-4 with Sean Murphy, so there's still potential for a big upset there.
Not for the first time we've seen a frame, Sanderson trailing, and the ball's very awkward. He's probably feeling quite deflated out there at the minute. From 2-0 up, probably thought like he was going to be involved a bit more in this match than he has been, but seemed to have turned pretty quickly. Once again, he finds himself sort of scrambling around in this frame to, first of all, get it back open and get the high-value colours in play. Of course, he needs them in play, but Ronnie doing a good job at just containing it. Oh, that red was ultra thin. Safely negotiated by Ronnie, and nice angle on this brown to get back down this end of the table.
Five. Six.
Be interesting to hear the thoughts from Sanderson as to how he feels this game has sort of unfolded for him. He hasn't really done, you know, anything drastically wrong. It's just been the odd shot here and there, which, as we've said, makes such a big difference at this level. But equally, Ronnie's not really pulled up any trees either. It feels like he's just controlled this match well.
8.
It's looking increasingly likely it's going to be a Lazowski-O'Sullivan showdown tomorrow, which should be on everyone's list to make sure they're tuned in for that one. That's going to be a blockbuster should it come to light.
Still needs another red here, so again, just having to wait. He's been patient, hasn't he? I think the one thing he's not been patient about is the sort of the tip business, but the actual match, he's played a very disciplined match, O'Sullivan.
The outside chance that something could turn around, it feels unlikely. Well, he's done well there. He had the discipline to just try and find a shot, just buy himself a shot.
Well, that's the end, and he knows it. So he made that good century to lead 2-0, but Ronnie O'Sullivan has just stuck to his task, hasn't he? He's looked very good at times. He had a century of his own, and he's been prepared to wait, to be patient. He's played some good safety, and Stephen said he's controlled it, really. He's controlled this match from 2-0 down. Not really left this man many easy chances. He did have that, I guess that chance a couple of frames ago, didn't he, to make the clearance. That would have been possibly significant. But it didn't happen. And now, it doesn't seem to be any way back from here. Jack Lazowski not through yet. He's 5-4 over Louis Heathcote, so that's still in the balance. But whoever does come through will play Ronnie O'Sullivan in the last 32. It'll be the morning match, UK time, 6:30. O'Sullivan hasn't won a ranking title since January 2024, the World Grand Prix. But he's still in the International Championship despite the various issues he felt he had with his tip. From 2-0 down, he's defeated Sanderson Lamb.